Welcome to the way of the Cretaceous. This is a watering hole. Today, the water is usually drinking and comes out one way or another. This old watering hole, though, used to be vital for these dinosaurs' survival. If no dinosaur drank, ate, and couldn't keep up with the competition of the others, they would die. Why it was vital for these creatures to eat and live and fight against predators. Stories of survival never seen before, retold. This is the way of the Cretaceous. Now we begin our story. A young female Triceratops. We'll call her Daisy. She was separated from her pack. Unfortunately, she had lost them in a raptor attack. She had not foreseen or known what had happened. It all happened like a flash. Now she survives on her own, or at least tries to. Daisy realizes, is her name Daisy? I don't care. Daisy realizes now that life is no easy feat. You must compete with others. Beforehand, she used to be with a pack, a group, a herd. They give her food, protection, and help. Unfortunately, though, many plants have died off due to the recent drought in the area. It makes it incredibly hard for Maisie to survive, but she will find a way. Maisie gets down and enjoys a drink. These beasts of the wild are here before us. A very long time before us. As she goes on her travels, she finds a hope, a new hope, something that will lead her to live a great life. She sees a new hope, a new family, well, a chance to find a family. She sees plants all over. Maisie, overjoyed with her excitement, enters the field. But soon, Maisie makes a discovery. She's not alone. Maisie turns around to see what appears to be some strange animal. She had never seen such an animal with such strange proportions before. A little less something like this. The closest she had ever seen to this had been an ankylosaur. And even then, they didn't know each other's names. And for good reason. It's not like they could vocalize and know like they had names. No, like, never mind. It's not like they had names. They could have had names. We just don't know. But these animals have basic instincts. No complexity, no nothing. Just plain, simple actions. Soon, it realizes it is no threat. It's another herbivore, just like her. A plant eater. While herbivores are peaceful, they can be very dangerous animals. Maisie is just lucky she didn't get him on his bad side. Okay, sorry, I just have to. I saw a cat! And that was our sponsor, cat. Anyway, back to the show. Trust me, the series will get more serious. What? Maisie is lucky enough that, well, he isn't her friend. He is someone she can definitely rely on, or at least get help from. Maisie decides to head towards more green areas. She sees nice, big plants that she'll surely enjoy the feast. A few yards away, a juvenile T-Rex is spying on them, seeing if he can catch his next meal. We'll call this young juvenile, let's see, Steven. Well, Steven has decided it is time to kill one of his first dinosaurs. See, when he was younger, his mother and father would usually just deliver food to him. Now that he is hunting on his own, he'll be able to get the upper edge. His mom and dad have told him hunting instincts before, but he had never really gotten to use them. So now that he had the chance to prove that he could hunt, he was ready. Mother and father had taught him well, and it was time he did what his mother and father expected of him. Gone, flipped over, and she is now realizing how truly bad this situation is getting. She cannot stay here for any longer. Unfortunately, though, she has been disabled and handicapped by the juvenile T-Rex. She is being slowly eaten, painfully and dreadfully, while screaming shouts, while roaring in pain and agony. Meanwhile, the strange dinosaur Maisie had seen earlier was grazing and eating. All of a sudden, he heard the screams and cries of Maisie. He had no idea what those screams and cries meant, but he knew it probably had to do with something bad. He started rushing to the area quickly, only to find to his horror one of his friends, or trail mates, that was going to help him along with on his journey that he was going to put in a herd that he knew well. To this horror was realizing that she was no longer alive. The T-Rex was chomping down on her, tearing flesh by flesh, gut by gut, muscle by muscle, bone from bone. Maisie was no longer alive, and that was a fact. He knew what he had to do. The fight had been won very quickly and very easily for him, but at what cost? His life, that's what. Henry, whatever this dinosaur is, has decided that he can no longer trust anyone or anything. He can no longer rely on anyone. Because he realized that only those who remain strong could survive, and those who remained weak died. The juvenile T-Rex was in shock, disoriented, and bleeding out quickly. Not dead, still alive, and fully capable of killing Henry. But it was just there, stunned and shocked. His ribs had collapsed on him as soon as Henry had done this fatal, well, not exactly fatal, but damaging effect on him. Henry had pierced right into his body. His rib cage, or part of it, was shoved in one of his lungs. Barely remaining to breathe, Steve just sat there in shock and in confusion, and slowly but surely dying and bleeding out. If he didn't get this over with quickly, he knew he would end up being lunch for the young baryonyx in the area. However, Henry did not have no tolerance for this. He wanted to make him pay. He wanted him to die. So he did one final fatal hit. This hit had done it. He had successfully killed a young T-Rex. Henry, forever changed by these events, moves on, like all others should. Well, this was a truly sad day for him. He has to move on. His life will give him a word. Alright. Well, that was way of the Mesozoic. But darn it! That was way of the Cretaceous. Don't worry, there will be a part 2. And more following this. But for now, please just wait. And there might be a few concerns saying that this was not serious. It tried to be serious and failed. I want to tell you right now that this show will get more serious going on. It's just this is the first episode, and we go along as how it was produced. But the next episode will be better, bigger, and more, how do I put this? Mature and better, just in every way possible and imaginable, better.